My three favorite college football quarterbacks of all time start with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts' story is unbelievable. He just transferred from Alabama to Oklahoma. Still got 1 year left to play college football. And it doesn't matter. I want to say this. It doesn't matter how Jalen Hurts plays or even if Jalen Hurts plays. If Jalen Hurts gets hurt or gets beat out, it doesn't matter. His legacy is cemented forever. And I will always, always admire Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts' legacy is the character he showed at the University of Alabama. His freshman year of college, he was a starting quarterback. He led his team to the national championship. They lost to Clemson. Then he did it again. His sophomore year, he led Alabama again for the second year in a row to the national championship. And in the national championship, the middle of the game at halftime, Jalen Hurts got benched. That's got to be heartbreaking. That hurts your ego tremendously, getting benched. I've been benched. It is not fun. And then his third year rolls around, his junior year in college, his third year of eligibility in college. And Jalen Hurts could have transferred. We're going into the season, and Tua just dominated the national championship. They won the national championship. They beat Georgia. And Jalen Hurts was benched. The backup quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, came in and was fantastic. And so now all offseason leading into the third year of Jalen Hurts' career, you have, is he going to transfer or is he going to stay? And honestly, a lot of us looked around and said, Jalen Hurts is not going to be the starting quarterback at Alabama. He's going to lose this battle. And he did. He lost the quarterback battle. He was made to be the backup quarterback. The guy who led his team to the national championship 2 years in a row was now a backup. And he stayed and fought. He stayed and fought, and he did it with class. He had a great attitude the entire time, was friendly, got along with the starting quarterback. He had a good attitude. And it is hard to have a good attitude when you get benched. And what's even cooler is the end of the story is that when Jalen Hurts' team needed him his junior year, his third year in college football, we're in the SEC championship game. Again, Alabama was playing Georgia. And the starting quarterback was struggling. They put in Jalen Hurts. I think he got hurt. I think Tua actually got hurt. But they put in Jalen Hurts. He scored 2 touchdowns and led Alabama to a comeback victory to beat Georgia and get into the college football playoff, to remain undefeated and stay the number 1 team in the country at the time. That's so cool. What more do you want? So look, he left Alabama. He's going to go play at Oklahoma for his final season. I can't blame him, but for me, it's not about his play on the field. It's the person he was when his team needed him. He never had a bad attitude. He never quit. He was there when they needed him in the SEC championship game. The class that Jalen Hurts showed when he was benched, when he wasn't the starter, is why he is my favorite college quarterback of all time. I love the guy. I'm loyal to the guy. I think it is so cool. How about my second quarterback? Who is my second favorite quarterback of all time in college football? It's Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew, the former Washington State quarterback. I love the guy. I've met him. I shook his hand. He's very nice. I love him wholeheartedly. He's my favorite quarterback, other than Jalen Hurts, ever in college football. He was a graduate transfer, which means that he was leaving another school to go to Washington State. And nobody believed in him to succeed. Nobody thought Gardner Minshew was going to succeed at Washington State. And then he killed it. Then he dominated in that offense. He was second in the nation in passing. Won like a bunch of awards, won a bunch of like the Dave O'Brien Award or something. It's really cool. But it's not just the fact that he succeeded. It's the way he succeeded. The way he did it. So he was a graduate transfer, meaning that his former college, East Carolina, did not want him. And then he went to Washington State for his final season of college football. But here's the even cooler hitch. He was planning to go to Alabama. He was going to be the backup quarterback at Alabama. He was going to hang it up. He's done. He's like, I'm going to retire. I'll be a coach. I can go to Alabama for my final year, be a backup. Maybe someone gets hurt, so I'll be ready if they need me. And then Washington State called him. The only reason why he went to Washington State was because something happened and they needed a quarterback immediately. So Gardner Minshew gets to Washington State. He has 1 year of college football left. And he just has fun with it. He plays great. He's good-natured. The way he carried himself was really inspiring. He had like a mustache and was just loose, just having fun. It's the way he succeeded. It's not that he succeeded. It's the way he did it. His attitude. I loved his attitude, but it's not just his attitude. He's not a overwhelmingly physically dominant quarterback. He's not 6'5". He has a very weak arm by NFL standards. But the reason why Gardner Minshew succeeded was because he knew the game so well. He understood concepts. He knew how to read a defense. He had great footwork. He did the little things right. That, to me, is so cool and so inspiring. He knew where to put the ball in the right spot every single time. Look, I play college quarterback, and I hope to play like Gardner Minshew. I have an average arm, but the way Gardner Minshew knew the game really well, he made up for his limitations with a deep understanding of football. He was good-natured. He just had fun with it. That, to me, that is so inspiring. That's why Gardner Minshew is my second favorite quarterback of all time in college football. The way he carried himself, the fact he succeeded when no one believed in him, and the way he did it with physical limitations didn't hold him back. He understood the offense, he understood defenses, and he made up for his physical limitations with a great understanding of how the game of football works. And actually, look, I'm 21. I just transferred colleges. I transferred to go play college football again. And all three of these quarterbacks inspired that decision. Jalen Hurts, Gardner Minshew, the way he carried himself, the way he had fun. I hope to be like that. I aspire to be a guy who's loose and just enjoys the experience. But the third quarterback who influenced that decision, and my third favorite quarterback of all time, is Baker Mayfield, quarterback from Oklahoma. I remember when Baker Mayfield walked on at Texas Tech, and I looked at that and I was so jealous. I was like, man, I want to do that. I want to go play college football and be successful. And if you know the story about Baker Mayfield, he walked on to Texas Tech as a true freshman. He was 18 years old, and he broke a ton of Big 12 freshman passing records. And then he got hurt. And after killing it at Texas Tech for part of his freshman year, he was a starting quarterback at the week one, a true freshman walk-on starting quarterback at Texas Tech. He got hurt. And there was a bunch of confusion about what happens next, but long story short is Baker Mayfield did not get the scholarship he wanted. He didn't get a scholarship. So he left. Baker Mayfield walked away. He left Texas Tech and walked on again for a second time. He walked on to Oklahoma. This is now the second college Baker Mayfield had walked on to. That is already unbelievable. To make it twice? But then he kicked butt. He led his team to the college football playoff. He won the Heisman Trophy. Not to mention, Baker Mayfield's a small guy. He's not a guy a lot of people believe in. But he has a huge arm because of his perfect mechanics. He does the little things right. And I love his personality. I love who Baker Mayfield is. Baker Mayfield, a lot of people don't like him. A lot of people do not like the way he carries himself. He doesn't care. He's like Braveheart. He just does his thing. People follow him into battle. And I love the way Baker Mayfield carries himself. All three of these quarterbacks have inspired me. Baker Mayfield, the guy who said, I'm willing to take a chance. No one wants me. Screw it. I believe in myself. I'll go for it. Gardner Minshew, the way he had fun. He was loose. He had a good time. He enjoyed the experience. That's really cool to me. And then Jalen Hurts, the way that Jalen Hurts handled adversity. He got benched. It's embarrassing. National television. That's humiliating. And he handled it well. He didn't get mad. Didn't freak out. Didn't quit. Kept his head up. Stayed the course. And really, really did good things for his football program because of it. Those are my three favorite college football quarterbacks of all time. Jalen Hurts, Gardner Minshew, and Baker Mayfield. They are fantastic. My name is Zach Schaumler. This is my podcast, Strong Opinion Sports. It is my favorite thing in the entire world. And I want to ask for your help. I want this show to grow. I want more people to watch and more people to listen to this podcast. My dream is to do this show as my full-time job. I want to own it myself. I want to do it on the internet and have complete control. I don't want to do it for CBS or ESPN. I don't want to work for a big network. I want to own it myself. And if you believe in that dream, please do me a huge favor. Help me grow by telling your friends about this podcast. Share it on Facebook, share a link on Twitter. Maybe you screenshot it, put it on Instagram. I don't have a marketing strategy beyond this. This is all I have. You know, a lot of people, one of the most common comments I get on YouTube is, you have great content. We love your stuff. You deserve more viewers. What you should do is you should buy ad spaces on Facebook or Twitter or promote yourself and buy revenue, like buy ads. I have no money. I am a broke college kid. I can't buy ad spaces. I don't have money to pay for books. And so my plan, this is my marketing plan, this is my strategy. All I plan to do is put every ounce of effort I have into making the very best podcast I can. I believe if I make a great product that people believe in, that people like, then they will share it with their friends. And so if you agree with that, if you believe in the show, if you like what I do, please do me a huge favor. Tell your friends about it. Help me grow by telling your friends about the show. I'm done. I feel like a used car salesman. It feels gross. I just try to be honest with you guys. And as always, please, if you believe in what I do, help me grow by telling your friends about this podcast.